Okay, we're into day 2 in Aqaba, and we're on our way to the fort. It's noticeably cooler this morning.
Yes.
Like I said yesterday, it's after sunrise, but the sun doesn't come over the mountain until about 8:30. So we'll see it in a little bit.
Well, it's over there.
Yeah. And we're headed downhill to the fort, and this is the fort where Lawrence of Arabia had been, and that they Arabs freed this from the Turks.
And I read it's like 1600s.
Okay. Yep. It's a Monday morning. It's very quiet. There's a few shops open, but it doesn't start coming to life until about 10 a.m. We're early risers. We've had a coffee, and we pack out, get on with our day. We have only 2 destinations today, the fort and the bus station. Check on our travel plans for tomorrow. We make the journey north to Petra. It is probably the main destination for most people coming to Jordan, unless they have business in Amman, which is the capital. We'll arrive there later in the week and have a little explore. Petra Diving Center. They went with the name. Uh-huh. We took care of a horse.
Horse named Petra?
Petra Hall.
Was that that guy with the hands?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, we worked for a guy named Rock.
Yes.
And
Rock.
he was a professional boxer
New
from
York, right?
Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
And he was working with horses. And believe it or not, he's 80 years old now, and he still has horses.
Good, huh?
And he won races this year.
Yeah.
This is the thing with the harness racing, is that the people stay in it until they die.
Very rough, though.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had only one set of gear for all the horses.
Yeah.
Same bit, same everything. I'm like, oh my God, we used to train them, not train, jog them. I used to jog
Well,
them.
it fits into your obnoxious and independent category.
Say that. Oops.
Yeah. He was the perfect picture. Well, the Europeans had asked me once, what are the Americans like? And I said, there's a long history of don't tell me what to do. But then I reminded them that there used to be this other side of that I'm going to try to do the right thing. And that's often neglected these days. Okay, we're headed that way. Olga seems to know where we're going. You know, sometimes I'm filming like this, you go off screen, and when I look up, you're half a block to the side. Oh, we can see an old wall in the rounded corners. Probably had turrets. So this must be it. We're on the wrong side of the wall for the stairs.
Right there.
Okay. Quite often at these things we approach it from such a different angle than most people that we find we walk in the exit.
It's either closed or it's free. Nobody's here to collect so far.
Looks not quite medieval, but Middle Eastern. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if we get that flag in there. without the street lights.
922 and then 1516.
Okay,
So,
922, that's 1600 years.
That's amazing, yeah.
And what was the second date?
1516.
Okay, so
Mamluk Sultan
that's
Audiio.
400 years.
Yeah. Renovated during the reign of Ottoman Sultan. Yeah, it's completely there. It's way older. It was built in the form of a square with irregular sides. There are 3 towers standing in its corners. One has been completely destroyed. Semicircular tower, blah blah blah. The castle has architectural aesthetic elements, towers, gates, fences, rooms, horse stables, staircases, vaults, inscriptions, and decorations. Neat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And portholes. Oh, I have seen this emblem before.
I think we just walk in. 10th of June 1916. Coat of arms above the Great Arab Revolt in the Arab.
Read.
Okay. Coat of arms above the Aqaba Castle main gate, bearing many elements that express the Great Arab Revolt and the Arab Islamic civilization. It contains the palm tree for the land and human being, monolithic stones for solidarity and synergy, swords, daggers, spears, and shields for power and strength. Torch of light for enlightenment, which carried by revolt, yeah, olive branch for peace, and ear of wheat for fertility and giving.
Okay, let me get another look at it and see if we can identify those things. And the flag at the point, closer to the sea, identifying this location. And as we enter inside, interesting tiles begin. We saw the smaller door, we missed the inner door, which is like 12 feet high. Got some metal reinforcements. And then another inner door. This one is probably 3 meters by 5 meters. Solid wood with a man portal. Really nice stone construction. And as we come into the courtyard, there's a couple palms. What do you see? Yeah, you do love the forts and the walls. I've always wondered whether the rooms were covered or whether they were open. You can hear the flag flapping from here. And the wind's coming from the northwest this morning. It's the 1st of December and noticeably cooler than our time spent in Egypt last month. There's Olga. Making her way up to the high point, doing her sentry duty. Small flagpole at center here. This is the Aqaba Fort, the oven, the well, and the mosque. Besides the multifunctional rooms in the castle, there's an oven built with roasted bricks. 14 meters deep well. There's also a mosque from the original one. Only one mihrab wall remains. In the middle of it, there's a semicircular apse with simple engraved decorations. So there must be the oven, and this must be the well. The grounds are very nicely kept. And obviously they've done some restorations, but kept the basic themes. Quite warm inside, even though outside it's cool. There was no admission, and I'm sure you can get a guided tour, maybe if you come later in the day. The Southwest Tower. This tower is almost its original shape. From inside, it's paved with small stones. Outside, there's a small engraving. Quite dark. That's a small engraving. Turn the light on so we can see and I don't fall in a pit. All in all, I'd say this is very interesting. I'm going to take these stairs up to the tower. That looks like a palm braced across the entryway. We've seen these palms when we were in the Bedouin camps. They use the old palms as defining areas for like a place to lay down, and then they would put cushions against them. And so they served not just a decorative function, but a practical one, like a sofa. You can't climb to the very top, but this is pretty close. I guess that's where the sentries would have walked on their patrols. Down to the sea below and the port. And still the flag is way up there. Olga's more into forts than I am, but I would say the significance of this one has been little bit lost in history because of the enormity of World War I and the disruption caused to people all around the world. But the local Arabs retaking this fort from the Turks and the beginning of their Arab kingdoms in the 20th century, it's pretty significant. And it's still unfolding, I would say, 100 years later. We saw this also in the Balkans, where some local and national pride showed itself 100 years earlier, and 100 years later, through some different government and war and just major changes in the world, the countries start emerging in the cultures and nationalities coming to the forefront where they were maybe subdued or held down or kept back in earlier times. Okay, this is the South Tower, and from entry level, the first thing that struck me was they used these palms in the supports, crossing over doorways and that, and I don't know how long they last. Then as you approach, there is some writing here on the rock, and then a domed arch made with bricks. Doesn't seem like a major thing for us in this century, but you know, they've been doing this for hundreds of years. And then some, I suppose, strategic. I wonder if there was a cannon there at some point.
Right.
And then up. This one is a domed rock wall. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to back out a little bit. See the whole thing. Can't get it any smaller. Okay, well, there's the top. That's about maybe 10 meters up and coming down. It's definitely domed. It's intact and well done. Although we don't know whether this was attacked with, you know, artillery. They did have that sort of thing in World War I. But they said at the time that they took this over, the Turks were in a little bit of retreat, and the fortification here, instead of a division, it was like a company. And so they seized the opportunity. I think they shut down the rail line, and they were successful. And there you have it.
Ha! It's nice.
Aqaba Fort.
Yeah. Did you see the door?
The door handle is 2 feet long. Very interesting fort. And now we make our way down to the seaside. You can probably read the history of the assaults that happened along the way. I don't think that they took it the first time.
replica, but still, that's what they were. There's a museum attached to this.
Mm-hmm. And a memorial at the base of the huge tree. And this is just outside the fort. Beautiful plaza. And one more time from its base. Very good. Two of you. I heard the purring, and then I heard a meow, and then he looked at me, and then he looked up, and there's the second one. And I don't know whether they are trying to figure out where to go or how to get down, but I suspect that they've been in this predicament before. This is the 7-pointed star that is on the Jordan flag. This is further south than we were yesterday. So coming from the fort and the flagpole, we're just coming up on the North Beach. And this is kind of where we came down yesterday and started walking. There is clarity to the water. It's just been overcast for the past couple of days. I can see a little blue there. And it's a very tiny corridor. So I would say maybe a mile past the ferry there is Saudi Arabia. And over there is Egypt, Taba, and over there Eilat, Israel. And then here is Jordan, Aqaba. We're having a very pleasant stay. We don't have much on our agenda, and we didn't know what to expect. So we've been pleasantly surprised. Olga's had... I said we've been pleasantly surprised. We didn't really know what to expect.
No, absolutely.
And then our friend drove 5 hours to meet us, and that was a lot of fun.
And he arrived just in time to fix the issues we had subjected into the hotel. He helped us with that by being Arab, so he could speak with them, and everything was cool, you know. We got through it, yeah.
So we had a little delay, but we ended up getting about a 20% discount on the room.
Yeah,
and
that was normal. What did he say? I'm Arabic? I'm what? Oh, he said something so funny. I'm Arabic, I don't bat. No bats. Okay.
Well, we're kind of aware that there's a higher plan going on, so that's okay. As long as you're happy with the outcomes. There's where the rub is, yeah? Good morning, my friends. Thank you. America, Hawaii. Pleasure meeting you. Our friends. Merhaba. I was thinking yesterday that there might be some tidal effect here, and that these little pools might be for kids.
Oh, well, that would be nice.
You know? Now I don't know how much tidal there is. At first I thought it was to keep the boats at bay. See, because they're in water. They're not coming up on the beach like the smaller boats. But then well, that was our tour of the water side. And now we're up on the main boulevard. And we're in pursuit of the Egyptian man with the falafels. I suppose. Olga won't have them, but she'll have beans with no oil and no tahini. She's informed me. I could just buy you a can of beans.
Oh, you could. We've done that before.
And we know from the falafel shop, it's a short walk through the market to the bus.
Right, that's our next
And
goal. Yeah.
after we eat that, it will be the next thing on the agenda.
Figuring out to our bus situation.
Meanwhile, there's the port. It's a little lighthouse and an old tower. I don't know if that's a cruise ship. It's very interesting. I'll bring that map up that shows what a tiny little access to the sea these countries have.
Well,
But it was a peace deal.
Israel has made access, but it makes all the difference to them because now they can have their, you know, their port there and their stuff, their access.
Hey, we have backpackers. We're not the only ones, yay! Well, we just met a backpacker couple from Indonesia. And so they gave Olga some tips. They're from Ahmed, but they told us about places to go. Yeah. So we add that to our list. And there you are. It even looks like you. Yeah. They took your sword away, thank God.
Oh my gosh, well, I found it.
And an interesting fountain. Definitely an archaeological, architectural piece.
Looks like a boat.
And there's me on the undersized horse. Yeah. And I'm left with a baseball cap. This is looking familiar. We may have to walk around the full market to find it.
Aladdin Bazaar, a place where you buy emotions. That's the first I got to see. I am looking for this one.
Good morning. Well, we're into the bazaar area. I think it's down this street, Olga. I walked by the fancy pants without stopping, and Olga started giving me attitude.
It's a camel print, you know?
Yeah, quite impressive.
It really is. Yeah. All right. I just merchandise it.
I didn't say anything, I just kept walking. Let her go through her process. Very nice. Took us a while to walk through the streets, but we found our friends here from Egypt, and we're having falafel and beans and salad. Okay, so finding the bus station, we had to move around a little bit, and we found a bus that's going to go to Wadi Musa tomorrow morning with our backpacks. It's going to be 7 Jordanian dinar each. Saw one of these in the restaurant yesterday, but the light wasn't that good. Today I can see it. See you next time.